welcome to the third round of the championship. We've passed the midway point, and we're in Estonia. It's the third round of the season, and Koots leads the championship, but only by 9 points ahead of Juknavicius. Jofert sits in third, then comes Zaikin, Kirsis, Svetens, Žadeikis, Tamianos, Meškelis, and Pozniakov, the top 10 in the standings. Crucially, Jofert has 0 kilos of BOP, so he's expected to be quick round here, but we'll see what it looks like in the race. Right now in qualifying, Edna Žadeikis sits at the top of the standings, but let's see if anybody finds any improvement in these final laps. They do, because Zaikin goes pole position by over 1/10 of a second. Here's Žadeikis on track. Koots and Juknavicius already into the pits, so they will not improve. They can only go down. Best case, they share the second row on the grid. Somebody very, very sideways out on the exit there. As Žadeikis coming out into the final turn, but he's run wide, and I don't know if that's going to slow him down or if he'll still find time wide again, and not happy with his lap. He's out of it. Svetens, though, still has an opportunity. Tanlianos, I think, should be crossing the line right at this moment. We'll see if there's any improvement from him as well. There is, and a big one, up to P4, pushes Juknavicius down to 5th. What can Svetens find on this final lap? Nothing. So that's how it stays. Zaikin on pole position ahead of Žadeikis, Koots, Talianos, Juknavicius, Svetens, Jofert. Skyskon's in 8th, 9th for Meškelis, and Kirsis only down in 10th spot. So those are your qualifying results. Obviously, race 2 is a reverse grid of the standings of race 1. So we'll see how that pans out, but we'll wait until we can get ready to go. It's a 20-minute race, and I didn't have time to actually introduce Lorinas, who's with me as always.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a lot of time to discuss on what's happening on the racetrack and go through the results, but welcome aboard. This is the third round of the E-BaTCC 2026 championship, and we've had a very interesting qualifying session where we've seen Edvinas Žadeikis dominate from the very beginning of the qualifying session, and I think everybody was already ready for the pole position of Edvinas, but then Zaikin with the final lap did the impossible and took the pole position for the first race. Now we'll have a very nice battle. Juknavicius currently second in the standings after the second round. Koots is currently in the lead. Koots now starts again in front of Juknavicius, but as we already know, these races offer a lot of unexpected situations. There's gonna be a lot of tight battles, and let's hope for the best racing action. Good luck for the drivers and enjoy the view as Gustas will lead us through the start of this race.
Here we go, the midway point of the championship. It's done. 4 more races to go, 2 more rounds to go, and it's race 5 of the championship getting underway right now. And a good start from Zaikin. He leads them down into turn 1. Žadeikis will be close to side by side, but it's not going to be enough. Juknavicius, though, in P5, he'll try and keep it clean. Importantly, a little bit of contact between Koots and Žadeikis. Žadeikis down to 4th, might be down to 5th. Once they get to the end of the straight, as Koots side by side with Zaikin down into that chicane, but a little bit of a push down there at turn 1. As they go into the chicane, Žadeikis tries to recover 1 place immediately. He'll be on the inside there, and on the outside here through the double left, using the banking to his advantage, and I'm not sure he'll be left much space there. Juknavicius now finds his opportunity. He'll be side by side with Žadeikis coming in to the left, still side by side, and it's definitely advantage Juknavicius, who might even try and go for P3 here. No chance, but enough to go up into P4. Now Svetens on the inside of Žadeikis as he's falling back, but really through no fault of his own, he got tagged in that first corner. Still side by side, he might actually be able to hang on to this 5th position, as he'll be inside for the right-hander, and it should be enough. It is enough. A big three-way fight down there as Skaistkans, Kirsis, Meshkalis and Arbutas side by side through the final turn. A lot of battles going on, though Zaikin leads and obviously fastest lap of the race, but we'll see how that changes throughout this one side by side. That's in front. Oh, and similar to what happened on lap 1 happens on lap 2, though different drivers involved in that one.
Yeah, Narbutas took a very optimistic launch, and we again are seeing a lot of contacts, and well, basically all the moves that we've seen were with a slight help of a contact. Not sure how the stewards are, what mood the stewards are in today, but a couple of moves we've already seen. They cost some drivers to lose a little bit more than one position, and we've seen the situation with Edvin Žadeikis. He tried to hold on. He was nudged in the first corner, then he tried to hold on, took the outside line and lost a couple more places. Kutz on the other side is currently second, trying to hold on Zaikin, but it looks like he is losing ground. Italiano's currently third, outstanded the attacks of Edvin Žadeikis. He is now closely followed by Juknavicius, who is second in the championship standings. Žadeikis will definitely not be happy about it, and he does have a lot of pace this weekend. I mean, this Thursday, he was very fast in the qualifying session. He was a little bit faster than Juknavicius and Talianos, and I think Edvin Žadeikis will try and find something on the racetrack. Oh, Juknavicius, a rare mistake. I didn't see a contact here. Wow, how did he go so wide? Maybe there was a small touch between Edvin Žadeikis and Juknavicius, though I definitely did not see them touching. Juknavicius went very wide here into turn 1. Now he's behind Svetins and tries to take the inside line, but he saw what happened to Edvin Žadeikis, so decided not to go that route, and now sits behind Svetins.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure something must have happened there. I don't think that just came about. Natural wide from who's that behind?
That's Narbutas. That's Meškelis versus Narbutas. I think Meškelis overtook Narbutas back, and he showed him that he was not happy about that previous overtake. And again, Narbutas trying to brake very late, which seems a little bit dangerous.
But coming back to the situation with Juknavicius, I don't think he went that wide. I really don't believe that. So I'm sure there was contact, some kind of contact. But now side by side between Žadeikis and Talianos, final spot on the podium up for grabs. Žadeikis is still on the inside, coming into the final turn. And side by side even more. He'll be on the inside for this right, which is technically turn 1, but then comes the left-hander, the real braking zone. Let's see who comes out on top in this one. Still side by side between them. A little bit of a touch, but survived by both. But Talianos holds on to a position, at least for now, to the position. As they fall back into line. Definitely expecting a lot more of this pack racing here in Estonia. That's how it's normally been. It's possible to run side by side, but the inside line gives you a big advantage for sure, especially into those bigger braking zones. Through the flat out left, battle behind though. Juknavicius under pressure from Jofert, who goes to the inside, and can he get that move done? They'll still be side by side. Juknavicius would have to hold on through 2 corners, but he's still side by side. I thought he would have lost it. Now he loses the position. He's got Kirsis behind him. Though crucially, Kutz, who leads the championship, is still running in second.
Yeah, I wonder if he's facing some sort of a penalty for that turn 1 incident. It's turn 1 after a start, so sometimes stewards, they look a little bit more with some closed eyes into first turn incidents. And he's currently 2.8 seconds ahead of Talianos. Looks like he's pulling away. He tries to gain a little bit on Zaikin, now within a second. So Kutz, if he would manage to pull out a gap of 5 seconds, I think he would be safe with B2 in this first race. I don't think there's a bigger penalty behind it, though Edwin Rodriguez will definitely not be happy about it. Lost a lot of time here, and he was ready to battle for the win, so he will try to recover at least to P3. But it's not going good for the championship favorite. Juknavicius now down into P7. That's good news for him for race 2, but he needs those points, as many points as he can collect. And well, in the first round, he looked and he had dominant pace. In Bikernik, he was a little bit slower, but he kind of managed to finish quite high in the standings. Now, Estonia, also a circuit where Juknavicius is not well, looking the fastest driver here. And he's now under pressure by Kirsis.
Yeah, but it looks not great for him right now. Even if Kutz gets a penalty, we can't forget that he's still got cars behind him that in the championship that can vault up, like like Jofert, like Zaikin can as well. Zaikin only 14 points back from Juknavicius up in front, so it's not like they're clear. It's not like those two are clear. Obviously, it's only been 2 rounds, so the championship is quite close. So even if there's a penalty coming, that doesn't really save his chances. Obviously, race 2, reverse grid. He'll be the favorite for that one if this is where he finishes. Though looking from the back of Talianos, you can see Žadeikis, and actually Svetins is closer to Žadeikis than Žadeikis to Talianos, but Žadeikis wants to move forward. He couldn't qualify, couldn't get that pole position, but was unfortunate at the start to get hit.
Yeah, now he's trying to do something with Talianos, but while he's stuck there, Svetins and Jofert, 2 very fast drivers from Estonia, they are right on the tail of Edwin Žadeikis. I'm pretty sure they know this track in and out. Jofert works at Parn racetrack, so this is his home circuit, and Jofert is really fast and showing nice pace. So if Edwin Žadeikis makes the tiniest mistake, I think both Svetins and Jofert are ready for an overtake. We see a group of cars behind Juknavicius, Kirsis, Skaiskals and Meškelis. This is another group of 4 cars battling for P7, and wow, Juknavicius' pace is nowhere here. Žadeikis, Svetins and Jofert seem to be stuck behind Talianos, but Juknavicius, he's falling behind lap after lap. Here comes Jofert. Svetins ran a little bit wide. An opportunity that was closed. Still using that slipstream into that first left-hander after the long straight. Svetins will go defensive. Is he going defensive? No, he's not. So he left the door open, but this is a mistake by Jofert.
That looked super late. I saw him coming and I was like, really? He outbraked him by that much? No. Well, he outbraked himself because he completely missed the corner as he's now having to fight Kirsis for 7th. He's now going to have to defend his 8th position as well from Skaiskans, who goes to the outside. It's not the best position to be in this part of the track. To the inside now at Meškelis. And really drivers doing well to take the opportunities when somebody else is fighting. Meškelis up into 9th. He's still side by side. He is. It looks like he went so wide that there was no car next to him, but there definitely was, and he's gonna still be. Oh no! Runs into the back of Jofert, does Skaiskans, and now they're 3 wide. Coming out of turn 1 as who went through? That's Narbutas who went through, so capitalizes on that. These two continue on fighting as I think Meškelis is finally going to get that move done.
Oh, not clear.
Nope. He goes back to the inside, does Skaiskans, but no, Meškelis holds on, at least for now, but unfortunately all this effort led him nowhere because they both lost the position to Narbutas. So Meškelis the delta of positions is 0. For Skyscons, the delta is 2, so unfortunate for him, as Radekis now continues to fight Talianos for that final spot on the podium. A little bit of contact to the back of the BMW, and still can't get through. So these fast drivers, when the pace is much closer between them, they do struggle much more to make a move. When you don't have a big pace advantage, it's really not easy, and compared to what we saw at Pikirnieki, this is much different, a much different race, much closer, I think, to what we had at the Lithuanian Motorsport Park, as wide from Talianos, and I think he's going to lose the position now. Radekis has the speed, he has the line, he's in front, up into a podium spot, and
yep, he needs to hold on to it.
Done.
It looks to be done, but I think Talianos will still think about it. Edwin Radekis is right in front of him. Now both of them are 4.2 seconds behind Kuts, and Edwin Radekis now basically released into free air. He should try and make no mistakes in further corners to try and concentrate on maybe getting a little bit closer to Kuts. Outbraked a little bit. Talianos was still trying to have a small look to the inside of the corner that might distract Edwin Radekis slightly, but it looks like Edwin is collecting those late apexes beautifully around the racetrack, and Talianos should now be looking not only in front of him but behind him, and Ignavichus got himself within a second of Svetens, so as soon as the cars begin to battle, they slow down, everyone slows down, and whoever is behind, they try to gain. Meškelis, by the way, down into P13. So again, something happened to Karolis, and he's not having no good races in this championship at all. Edvin Radek is running a little bit wide into turn 1, but he should have a slightly better exit, and he is trying to get away from Talianos, hoping for Svetens to put up a fight on Talianos, as Ignavichus starts to gain a bit on the cars in front. And, well, we wrote Ignavichus down in the beginning of this race. He might still do a comeback, similarly to what he did in Pikirnieki racetrack. He does have the pace. He doesn't have the huge pace, or maybe no pace advantage, but he's a very fast and experienced driver. He can be very consistent, and this is all that matters. He's always ready for these battles on the racetrack as soon as someone makes a tiniest mistake. And now Talianos ran a little bit wide. Svetens gets a little bit closer, and again Talianos wide. Svetens has to avoid Talianos, pushes him a little bit, bump drafting on the short straight with the BMWs, but all of this all these mistakes from Talianos, they allow Ignavichus to come a little bit closer. Radekis tries to push as hard as possible, went very wide on the exit of final corner, and Svetens now finds himself very close to the back end of Talianos. Let's ride on board with Ignavichus. He has a very nice view, still 5 minutes on the clock, so hopes high for Ignavichus to get as many points as possible. This is a very tight championship, and every position matters here.
Yep, especially when your biggest rival is running in second. I think the difficulty for him is as well, he's got 15 kilos on his car. The car ahead of him has 5. The car ahead of that has 0. So he's definitely going to struggle to make those moves. Largest weight being carried by Kuts. He's got 20 in his BMW. So it is more difficult for him, and you can see down the straight, Svetens is trying to make a move. You can have just not really being able to close that gap down, and trying to find an opportunity now. It looks like he's quicker through this section of corners. He needs to find an opportunity soon, though. 4 minutes to go, so should be 3 more at the end of this one for race number 1 of this afternoon. Coming out of the final turn, Radekis, he's in no man's land. He's not really under pressure from behind, and he's not really putting pressure on anybody in front either. So, as they slow down again, down into that turn 1, turn 2, however you want to call it, as you now just thought he might have an opportunity. He doesn't. He's still behind as they go into the right-hander. Then the double left, and using the camber to keep the speed up on entry, and tighter lines from Juknavicius as well. I think he's just trying to save a little bit of distance as wide from Tamianos in front, and this might be an opportunity for Svetens, who had dropped back a little bit through all of that, but he's going to have the overspeed here. Can he find the way down the inside? He's going to try and do it, as there's not enough space. He doesn't have that speed. Can Juknavicius now capitalize on these two slowing down? It's going to be 2 to go at the line, that's for sure, as they come out of the left. Actually behind now, Kinesis might is battling Joford. They've just gone side by side. They're still side by side as they go into the penultimate corner. Joford can't get past though. He's still stuck down in 8th.
Oh, nice battles around the racetrack.
Continues on. Nothing really in front. This is our big one for 4th place in this one, and obviously that changes where you start for the next one. To the inside thinks Svetens, but then thinks better of it, can't make the move. And Juknavicius still stuck behind, can't do anything. Still side by side between these two, but I think again Kinesis might... No, actually Joford's got a little bit of speed. He's still going to be on the inside. That doesn't allow then Kinesis to just turn in as Joford goes through. And if he keeps it together through the double left, he should be able to hold on to the position, at least for now, until the next braking zone comes up for the drivers. Into the fast left they go. Still flat out as Kinesis getting closer. He's going to go to the outside. He might try and make a move, but I think that's going to be real difficult. And Joford keeps hold of the position, stays there.
I don't think it's very easy or possible to go around the outside when you have such similar pace. It's dirty, and there is not enough grip to make that move. And look, Kinesis now lost a little bit of time here while he was trying to stick to that outside line. So Joford just received a little bit of clean air, but in that battle they lost 1.5 seconds to these 3 cars. And do we have 1 lap?
Yep. It is the final lap of the race. I'm just still not able to find a way through. And I'm sure he's going to be frustrated with all this weight he has in the car. He's clearly running better through the twisty parts. He's struggling a lot down the straights. Can't really do much to make that move. Back on power goes Tamianos, and he looks to be clear. He's 0.6 ahead of Svetens. Maybe Svetens will be under some pressure from Juknavicius, but that gap is staying completely stable behind. So unless Juknavicius really tries something crazy here, I think he's gonna have to accept that he's gonna finish down in 6th spot. And I think this, should be battle over as the race leader is coming in to the final turn. And Zykin's going to take the win in race 1 of the afternoon. Championship leader Kutz is going to come home in 2nd spot, extending his lead in the championship. Radekis recovers back up to a podium. 3rd position for him, as nothing changes here. It's going to be Tamianos, Svetens, Juknavicius 4th, 5th, and 6th. 7th for Joford, 8th for Kinesis, 9th for Narbutas, and 10th, the pole position for race 2 for Skyscouts.
Yep, so it was a very intense race, as we do have usually such intense races in the E-BaTCC Championship. And you know what, the second race is usually much more racy? Much more many battles on the track. We will have swapped first 10 places around, and that's gonna be a different task for Zykin, and all the top 10 drivers are on a very similar pace. So that means it's gonna be a big one. Let's do a short break, and we will be back with more racing action from round 3 in the E-BaTCC Championship. Second race of Parno is just ahead.
Welcome back to the track. It's everybody getting ready for the second race of the afternoon.
Yep, Sky Scouts is getting ready to start the race from pole position, he will have the highest chances of winning race 2. He'll have Narbutas side by side, and Kirsis and who else was there? Okay, I already lost it. Jofert, I think. Yep, Jofert. So Kirsis and Jofert will be behind. Juknavicius starting from P5. So a very similar position for Juknavicius, but this time he'll have slightly slower drivers in front of him, at least by the results of the qualifying session. So it's going to be interesting to see how Juknavicius will perform, and I think he has some very good chances here if he'll avoid contacts in turn 1. He might just have a good go into winning this race too.
Yep, but he has to move forward quick because those guys behind are going to come, and they're going to come fast. And some of them with no weight as well.
Where is Zeiken?
I think that's just a timing glitch. That's normally what happens as we go green. Somebody jump starts, Rubas jump start, and he'll be having a drive through as they go down into turn 1 or 2, however you want to call it. To the outside goes Juknavicius, and he's not going to find space there. No way. Contact with Jofert. And a great grid position turns into a terrible start, down to 14th spot. He goes from 5th. He tried the outside line. Clearly, it didn't work as they went 3 wide into that one. Zeiken up to 7th. Kutz up to 5th. Shradekis up to 4th. So, opportunities for those guys to move forward quickly.
Yep, Narbutas leads the race now. He has a very comfortable position, goes defensive into the inside. Oh, I think he tightened up that corner a little bit too much. That's going to slow all of them down. This case counts, clips the curb, sends the car into the air. As Narbutas goes defensive again.
To show him, I think he's trying to show him that I will not try and overtake you. Let's try and get away. But Narbutas doesn't want to hear it. He still wants to battle. He still wants to defend, and he's immediately got this whole group behind him as well. A little bit of contact, but that's fine. Nobody really getting pushed out the way. And now Kutz on the back of Shradekis, Zeiken on the back of him as well. So that's the top 3 flipped from race 1, but they're running 4th, 5th, and 6th. Down into that braking zone. Shradekis opened up the door. He wanted to go around the outside. There was clearly no way he was going to do that. And now Shradekis down to 5th. He completely opened up that inside line.
Yeah.
And good news for Kutz, and especially for his championship hopes, as I don't see where Juknavicius is, running in 12th at the moment, as Zeiken pushing Shradekis off. And, well, I'm sure that will be looked at as Talianos now goes to the inside of Shradekis. There's a fight further up as well. Skaiskans and Narbutas. Oh, contact through the fast left between Shradekis and Talianos as now Kirsis is trying to make a move. Kutz to the outside. He might just do it as he's still on the outside. Might just not be enough, although he's still carrying a lot of speed through there. More contact. Shradekis involved with Talianos there.
Out. Talianos is off the racetrack. Oh, Shradekis very late on the brakes. So, and in more battles behind, more contacts behind. This is a real...
I think Shradekis is not happy. He's really driving aggressively. Narbutas still leads the race though. Side by side between these two. This might not end well. Let's see how it does end. Down here into turn 1 again. Shradekis on the outside. Again, he loses a position. And he's not happy. He's getting frustrated. You can see it from his driving.
Yeah.
As Zeiken versus Kirsis, as Kutz has gone up to a podium spot. Zeiken now takes that position as well into 4th. He goes as this battle continues on, but Shradekis all the way back down to 8th. It was looking so good. He had an opportunity to go up into 4th, I think he was fighting for, or maybe
he was already 4th. He was in 4th.
So, really has gone completely backwards. Just back up to 10th as Kirsis held on, sorry, Zaikin held on to the position as these guys still fight super wide from, who was that?
Svetens. It was Svetens.
Yep. And now opportunity for Radekis to come through. He's got one of them, but he's going to be on the outside again. He needs to find a way to slot in the middle there. If he wants to hold on to that place, I think he's just about got the gap to do that. He does. Back up into 7th. Can he go back up into 6th? You can have just already up into 9th. So he's doing a good job at recovering from that lap 1 incident with Jofert.
Oh, Jofert a little bit wide, but Radekis was a little bit too far behind. This is a real close battle, and that's the best news for Juknevicius, because he actually joined this battle for P6 now that Jofert is holding on to. Kirsis is trying to not fall behind Zaikin, still very close to him. Svetens runs a little bit wide into the carousel. Radekis doesn't find any cure here, and look, Juknevicius is already right on the tail of Svetens, and as bad as it looked, it's not bad anymore. Meškelis again down to P19. Nothing goes the way it should for Meškelis in this championship. He was up to 11th 2 laps ago. He's now down in P17 as Juknevicius runs wide behind Svetens. All the drivers basically mirroring the line from each other, and sometimes they do the same mistakes that the drivers in front do. Oh, this is a very opportunistic move by Juknevicius. He tried to be very late on the brakes, and he was a little bit too far behind. Now he feels that both of them, Svetens and Juknevicius, are again falling behind Radekis. Radekis is now stuck behind Jofert in P7. As that's Raisin and Mištautas in a battle. Mištautas was 10th. He now was dropped to P11. And there's another driver behind. Still side by side. Mištautas will hold that inside line. Will he have the stronger right foot on the brakes? Yes, indeed he does. But not enough. Still on the outside.
Oh, and he's going to lose that position. He might even lose another one here as he runs wide. But the car on his inside wasn't great on the exit either. Now, who's that?
Listens. Yep.
Yep, he's coming through as well. He had the exit there. Ajadik is trying to get past Jofert. He's going to have the inside here, but he needs to really push it into the turn. He does, gets it stopped and gets the position. Has to really hold on for one more corner. I think then he can go and escape. Be able to.
That's good news for Juknevicius. Radekis was super defensive. He just tried to break a little bit more onto the apex to not allow Jofert to get to the inside for the next corner. Zaikin trying to gain on Kuts, and it's the 5 cars are building up for a battle for the lead. Narbutas still holding on to that lead, though Skaist Counts is really close on the back end of Narbutas. Let's join the battle for P1 between 5 cars. Edvinas Radekis is 2.8 seconds behind Kirsis, so he's still too far behind, but he'll hope for some bigger battles here. Narbutas holding on. Skaist Counts is really close. Kuts is even closer. Kuts is the championship leader. He's now in the strongest position to hold on to that to that lead in the standings. Zaikin is currently 4th. He's now 4th in this race, and Narbutas goes defensive. Skaist Counts still holding on behind. Doesn't want to lose too much time, and runs a little bit wide. Opens the door for Kuts, and I think that's the job done. A little contact between the drivers as Skaist Counts tries to get back on his preferred racing line. He found the back end of Kuts there, and now Kuts, I'm pretty sure, is going to be interested in P1. Zaikin with a little bit of a contact with Skaist Counts, holding the inside line. Side by side through last corner. Skaist Counts will be on the outside now. That's going to be the inside for turn 1. Žadeikis still has Jofert right on his tail. Zaikin takes the third position. I think that's the job done. Kirsis now will have an opportunity, as Kuts will be aiming for P1.
And he's got the opportunity to do that. Obviously, championship leader coming in to this one. And he's putting pressure on Narbutas. He's definitely quicker than he was in race 1. He is in race 2. And with still only half the race completed, he's doing a fantastic job. And let's see if he can find a move somewhere here. He thinks of going to the inside, but Narbutas doesn't get scared away from that one, not so easily. As Zaikin will start to come up on this battle as well. So Kuts, what he wants to do is he wants to get forward ASAP. If he can do that, then he is in a very, very good position. Still stuck behind, still trying to find a way through. It's not with this. Well, he's done a real good job here of holding on to the lead. Halfway done. And halfway to go. As he tries to go defensive, but goes and moves under braking, and Kuts loses the position. Now it's Zaikin up in front. He'll try and get through. This might not be as easy as they thought it would be, but a very, very late move under braking from Narbutas. I'm sure that's going to be investigated, as Kuts had to avoid it, but luckily for him, he only lost that one position, not more, and he's got Skaiskans, Kirsis, and Žadeikis is 2.1 back. So no chance for him, as to the inside goes Narbutas, tries to go defensive into the left-hander already. He's feeling the pressure, and now they'll go side by side into this braking zone as well. Tries to go around the outside, might be an opportunity for Kuts now to find something on the exit. Kuts to the outside, as on the inside, Narbutas will really, really slow this pack down, but not enough again, I thought. Maybe Kuts would have enough speed and slingshot it round the outside.
Yeah, these guys are wasting a lot of time around the racetrack. Good news, Žadeikis also made some sort of a mistake. He has Jofert, Svetens, and Juknavicius right on his tail, and maybe the pressure of looking into the rear view mirrors is a little bit too high for Edvino Žadeikis. He's not able to catch up with this group that is now really slow around the corner, so the back end goes a little bit loose for Narbutas, but there was no more rear end grip for Zaikin, and still positions stay as they are. Zaikin will try to be patient here. Still 8 minutes on the clock. He has time to make a very smart move. I wonder if he'll figure out something. He has Kuts, Skaiskans, and Kirsis on his tail, so he has to be smart. He cannot make moves that aren't calculated. We've seen how Edvino Žadeikis lost places. He just picked the wrong line, and everything goes worse from there on. No, that's not how you defend. And, well, if... Yeah, that's created a very interesting situation, but the way Narbutas defends, I already see rule infringements. You cannot move that much under braking. He's basically blocking the drivers behind. So I think the stewards will have a look at it.
Looked at, and he gets sandwiched now. And to the inside goes Kirsis up into P3. Skaiskans is trying to do that as well. Look who's here. Žadeikis, welcome back to
again the outside.
As he goes to the outside again. Let's see how this one ends. I think I know the result already. No, maybe not.
Well, Joffer was a little bit further behind, so Edvino Žadeikis will try to hold on to that inside. Does he have the speed? He does. He will have the inside for the very fast corner, but you have to be really late on the brakes just to get that position and hope that Skaiskans will lift, and that's what happened. So Edvino Žadeikis up to P5. Juknavicius still behind Svetens. Now Žadeikis gained a place. There is a battle for P1 though, and Zaikin holds the inside line. Kuts was not defensive on time, and I think that's going to be Zaikin P1 again. And with the pace that Zaikin has, I don't think Kuts will have the opportunity to strike back. Žadeikis lost a little bit of time. Narbutas a contact with Kirsis in front of Žadeikis. This is a huge group of cars. Narbutas still trying to hold on to that top places. Goes very defensive. But I think there's going to be some consequences. He's too defensive sometimes, and that's not how the rules are written. Now he's on the outside and tries to push Žadeikis to the inside, but he is left on the outside, and that's how it ends. No, he found some nice space around the grass.
He's kept it flat on the grass. And if I were Žadeikis, I'd be careful here that there's not a move being made. There isn't. And Žadeikis up into P4. Battle for the lead, though. That's only a 10th separating Kuts and Zaikin. And this is side by side between
Juknevičius and Svetins.
Backed out of that one. Juknevičius up to 8th now. Though that battle for the lead has gotten closer than it ever was, but Kuts has lost time now. Narbutas might try and do something against Žadeikis once again here.
Yep, he's very close.
Cons as well. And Narbutas thinks of going to the inside, but
no, that's
can't do it.
And he'll lose time. Now he'll have Jofert right on his tail. That's either you go for a move or you don't. And when you try to make something, you usually lose places. And Narbutas was definitely too optimistic, taking that inside line and a long shot. He outbraked himself and lost a little bit of time. Jofert was not close enough to make use of it. Now Žadeikis finds himself closer to Kirsis. Kuts losing ground already to Zaikin. It's up to 8/10 between the lead. 4 minutes on the clock. Still plenty of places are unknown. As Jofert tries to find a way around Narbutas and gets tackled by Skaistkalns. Narbutas goes wide, and if not that contact with Skaistkalns, I think Jofert would have had it. And Narbutas already proved that he knows how to defend the position. I'm not sure if that's all regarding the regulations. Jofert runs a little bit wide, opens the door for Skaistkalns. And I think Skaistkalns will have the position. He doesn't have the speed.
Will have the slipstream. He had the speed on the exit, and yep, he's able to close the door into the left. That's the important thing here, unless Skaistkalns can try something into this braking zone here, and not this time a late move from Jofert. Žadeikis coming up to Kirsis. It will be 2 to go at the end of this one. And if Žadeikis can get through, the top 3 will be in the exact same order as they were in race 1, though a much different story. Actually a similar story, as Žadeikis lost out. That was lap 1. Here it was a little bit later on in the race. Here comes Juknevičius. He lost out on turn 1, lap 1. The way down in 8th as Narbutas continues battling on. And he's got a lot of cars that want to overtake him, and a lot of cars that are very close to him. Jofert to the outside, and he might be the first one we've seen make the move around the outside all day today. They'll still be side by side, but no chance he is getting back through. It's now Skaistkalns who might try and do something here. Through the left, they'll go flat out, but a little bit more time lost for Narbutas. He didn't get into the slipstream of Jofert. It's actually down the inside. It's Juknevičius to the inside of Skaistkalns here. Into the left they go, and Svetins goes to the inside. And, well, that was brave. Svetins up 2 in one corner. And Juknevičius stays where he was. biggest loser out of that one, Skaiskans, but that was some move. Actually, I don't know if that was illegal. You'd have to really look at it, but a really brave one. So bonus points for bravery, definitely. Final lap of the race, though. And final lap here in round number 3. Super duper wide and sideways from Svetens. And Juknavicius will go to the outside. We've seen a move made here last time round. So let's see if Juknavicius can repeat that one as well. Can he try and outbrake the car on the inside? He does try it, but has contact and flies off the track, and he loses that position now as well.
Yep, so he's down to P9. He had to try something. He was definitely brave, but, well, Svetens... It was Svetens, right? He didn't want to lose that position.
Yep.
And,
in front, there's Žadeikis and Kirsis, maybe still something, but Žadeikis would have to really be desperate into this right-hander. Is his real final opportunity. He's not going to do it, though Zaikin is going to come around the final turn, and he's going to take a clean sweep of the weekend. Pole position, race 1 and race 2. Take a bow. That is a victory for him, ahead of Kut, who finishes second twice. Then comes Kirsis and Edna Žadeikis in 4th spot. As everybody continues to cross the line, a difficult afternoon for Juknavicius here. And as everybody finishes out the race, let's wait for a few more cars to cross the line, but I think we can have a look at the results. Like we said, Zaikin wins the race ahead of Kuts, then Kirsis, Žadeikis, Jover, Narbutas, Svetens, Skaiskans, Juknavicius, Mištautas, Raisin, Glaudaitis, Lissans, Malakauskas, Meškelis, Eidukas, Kaminskas, Azikiev, Srubas, and Talianos. He didn't finish the race, actually. Retired 1 lap early. That's it from the Porsche Ring in Estonia. And the last round is actually coming up in a week's time, not 2 weeks, like it's been so far this season. And we're going back to Lithuania, and this time to Nemuno Žiedas for the final round and the championship decider of the E-BaTCC 2026 championship. You won't want to miss it, I'm sure. Once all the points get counted up, we should have a pretty close battle, because Zaikin has taken a big haul here this afternoon. So we'll see you in 1 week's time back for the final round of the E-BaTCC 2026 championship on World Sim Series. Have a good night.
This voice inside my head isn't dead. I think